So it's my son's birthday party, and I was just about to mow the lawn when the lawnmower pull cord actually snapped and broke. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I got that fixed. I'm going to give you two options, a paid version and then a free, pretty much a free version if you've got some supplies around the house so you can get it up and running again in no time. So let's get started. All right, welcome to my channel and to this video. Today we're going to be solving this problem. You're out mowing the grass, or you're just about to, and you pull that cord and snap. Here's where it actually broke out from, and in this video we're going to be fixing this. And this is so frustrating. My son was having his 6th birthday party. I was like in full prep mode, getting the lawn all set up, needed to cut the grass, and the string broke. I'm going to show you a paid option where you can get something like this, or if you have a cord laying around the house and it's the proper size, we can use that instead. So before we get started, welcome to the channel. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you join us. Do lots of home projects around the house, saving you time and money. Nothing is off limits. And if you think you've got DIY skills or really any hobbies and you want to turn them into cash by building your own YouTube channel, just like I am doing, I'm going to show you how. I've got a full course, a free course as well, if you're interested in learning how. You can see the link in the description below. Let's get started here. We're going to go to the lawnmower itself, and we're going to be backing off 3 different bolts / screws on this particular lawnmower here. And they're pretty snug, so we'll just make sure we have the proper fitting and break that, and then they should back out by hand pretty easily after the initial torque is broken. So we're going to take off the piece here, and you can look down. We're not going to be messing with any of that. This is the piece that we're going to be using, and you might have some string that needs to be kind of delicately removed. Don't go nuts, but if you've got any loose pieces, you can go ahead and take that off. Now, as far as the anatomy of this piece goes, you've got like a spinning piece, and we don't want to take that center, undo that. You can see a screw right in the center there. Leave that in place because this is wound with a spring or some type of tension, and if you turn this thing, you can actually feel the tension. So what we're going to do is, you can see we've got some remnant string here. We're gonna very carefully put that through the hole from which it actually came. We're gonna kind of pull that out. Can you see that? This is the broken cord until we see the actual braided piece of the cord. So this is the original cord. You can see where it snapped out. And what we're gonna do is pull that gently out, and I'm gonna do this all with pretty much with one hand, so bear with me, until it gets to about this point, until it doesn't come out, till it doesn't, come out anymore. And you'll see, let's take a screwdriver and kind of put that right through there to hold it in place. Now that will wind up if you remove the screwdriver. Here's the knot. We're gonna cut the end of the knot, and pay attention, press pause right now, pay attention to where that string is going, because you are gonna be lining that up from where the string, the cord enters. There, let me pull it out there for you. Can you see that? Go back and rewind. That's an important route, so to speak, or a pathway for your new cord that we're going to be putting in. So before we do that, let's take the old cord. I've just got a piece of duct tape here, and I'm going to be temporarily, well, whatever, this is going to be pitched. It's useless, right? That's why we're changing it out. And I just want to get a measurement of the old cord so that my replacement can be the proper length. Now, to get a more accurate measurement, we can take the string off of the old handle. And we may be using the old handle again, depending on our option. I'll explain that in a second. But remember, we need to tie knots, so you need to accommodate for that with the length of your cord. So let's cut the old knot off. You can see we've got the old handle. Now, here's the free version. We've got an old black nylon cord that's sitting around the house, and I just cut it down to length. You can use that, or you can go to the store and buy a new handle with a new cord combined. So this is relatively inexpensive. It was like $7 in the store. You could certainly buy it online, and I'll put links down below for some options if you have the luxury of time here. But we've got the old cord. We're going to get rid of that. Now let's look at the actual housing unit again underneath here, the back side. Remember, we've got that screwdriver pegged over there so it doesn't wind up. We're going to take the new cord, and this is the one that I had lying around the house. And before you go out and decide a cord, watch this part, because I'm going to tell you some drawbacks. Number one, it might be the incorrect size. I tried hooking this one up and using this, but it turned out to be a little too thick, and I'm going to show you what happens when your cord is a little too thick. But basically, you push the old cord in through that root that I talked about earlier and then tie a knot in it. And that secures the new cord to the housing, to the spinning part of that tension. So when you remove the screwdriver, let me hold that with my foot. I've got one hand. It should wind up. See how that works? Now, if your cord that if you found something around the house, you need to obviously do your due diligence to make sure that's safe, but it's basically, this is a nylon cord, is too thick, so it's not going to actually retract all the way. If it did, I could just retract it all the way and then tie a knot through the old handle, thus a free replacement. Now because that's too thick, I'm going to pull that out of there. I'm going to put the new cord in here. Now this is specifically for lawnmowers, so it's nylon, it's thin. It's not the heavy duty corded one. It's a little cheaper, but it should work just fine, at least for a few more seasons. And again, this is like a $6 or $7 thing. So we're going to route the new cord through the pathway, like I said, like you saw earlier, and we're going to tie a knot in that, and that will secure the cord, like I said, to that spinning tension piece. Let's remove the screwdriver again, and you should feel then it start to wind, and there should be quite a bit of tension. If you let go of that, it'll suck the cord all the way in, right? And we don't want that. If it isn't retracting all the way, then your spinner wasn't wound tight enough when you put it in to tie the knot in. So you might have to undo that part, undo the knot, spin it back again to get enough tension. But you can see here, we want it to be enough tension where it actually kind of sucks the cord in, because we want to press that handle right there to the actual housing unit. And this is the new handle. We're going to put the cord through the new handle, tie a knot on the end, and then we'll cut the excess off just like that. Okay, so this is it. We should, when we pull that cord, should have some tension, and it should be operating again. Let's go out to the lawnmower and put it back in. I'm going to kind of reattach the housing with the 3 bolts using my ratchet set here, and we'll get that nice and snug. Don't need to overdo it, but nice and snug. Now, depending on your lawnmower, right, your handle will actually sit just like this. Or you might have a bracket up here. So how are we going to do that? Well, my bracket, you can undo it. Actually, you don't need to take the whole thing off. There's a little bit of a gap if you just unscrew it a little bit. But let me show you how this works. I'll take the whole thing off for you. And again, trying this with one hand here. You can see we've got a little 9-shaped piece of metal with a gap on the end to get that cord through. But we'll just hook it up like that and put it back through the metal frame, and then tighten that down. And that basically allows the handle to secure it so you don't have to reach down, right? You know how that works. So let's go ahead and get things set aside, and we'll start it up to make sure the cord is operating again. Yeah, baby, that looks good. Pretty easy job. Hopefully this has helped you out. Thanks.